I'm a addy dropper, cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a mini. I'm a addy dropper, cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in the studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just trying to touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper, cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just trying to touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper, cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in the studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision. I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing. I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston.
Everybody, this is the El Nino podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. As always, man, I'm always grateful for those who are showing love, showing support. I need my subscribing, baby. I need you guys to look out for me, man, and I need to get these numbers up, man. So I appreciate it. You share, you subscribe. Each one, teach one. Share the info. I appreciate you. Let's talk about Cinco de Mayo real quick, man. Man, it was so dope. I'm talking about Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was Cinco de Mayo every day for me, man. And May 7th was actually my 4 years of being home since I was incarcerated for 17 years. So, I was happy about that, celebrating that. Plus Cinco de Mayo, celebrating for the ancestors, you know what I'm saying? And, our part in history. But just in Southwest Detroit, man, I loved it. The parade was so dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to see the whole community out, just to see the culture, bro. Even Wyandotte, man. At District 142, it was dope. They had the mariachis there. They had the folclorio dancing. Shout out to Jaime Carrillo and Ofelisa. They put on a great show over there. The DHDC had the tequila tasting on Friday. That was off the hook. So shout out, to everybody doing their things, man. Like I said, man, let's be safe. Let's enjoy this summer, and everybody leave your guns at home, man. But today I have a guest that I am just so personally happy to have here because, I grew up with this brother. We've been friends for a long, long time. And I'm just so happy to have him here to be able to share his story. This brother, he's historical. He's a monument in Southwest Detroit too, man. And I salute this brother every day. Got much love for him, and I can't wait for him to share his story. This is my man, Angel Torres. What's up with you, brother?
What's up, my brother? Thank you, man, for having me. Thank you, man.
Man, I love it, bro. For real, man. Yup. So how I let the people know who you are, where you from, what it is, and what it ain't, bro.
Yeah, a lot has happened since COVID, through COVID, and before COVID. So it's crazy because it's a twist, So it was like before COVID, life I was Angel Torres, mariachi. I was DJ and then mariachi. So it goes back to my father. Mexican town, Southwest. We grew up at the car wash, so we grew up working family, work, school, family. So we got into the music, got to school, and my father's name, I didn't know growing up. My father's name was Big. Then I met Wansky. Wansky knew my father.
Okay.
Then I got pulled into Hurricane Productions. So
Damn.
then from that, and then I didn't even know his name was that big. You know what I'm saying? So I was just a little boy growing up with names, and then but I loved the music entertainment game. So I was just really like these guys, not just my fathers, but just like basically saviors. You know what I'm saying? Because our neighborhood was wild, so they took me from out of that.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely, bro.
it was really wild. So that saved my life. And where we're at, man. Let me
like
see.
like it's my favorite thing is to listen to mariachi music, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For me, it touches my soul, bro. You know what I mean? Music by, like, if you see my studio, I got pictures of Vicente Fernandez.
Oh yeah,
He's always,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
always, that's the top guy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it brings out my spirit, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
to be able to experience that all weekend long, the folklorio dancers, the mariachis, the art, the parade, the culture, just everything, bro. It just like really revived me, bro.
Yeah.
And then, we've been, in Detroit for the past couple of weeks, been so gloomy. And then, with the sun shining, bro, like, naturally they call us people of the sun. So when the sun
Yeah.
come out, bro, it's like, we get rejuvenated. We tap right back into that source of power, them natural elements that are provided for us, bro. You know what I mean? So it was like, man, bro, I loved every minute of it, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And to be able to see our community celebrate, you know what I mean? And nobody got shot and killed or none of that shit, bro. Because when we grew up in the 90s. You couldn't have that shit. I mean, actually, bro, I went to prison in 2002, and that was the last Cinco de Mayo that I had went to. And I was over there at V West, right there on Lansing and Verner. And when the lowriders came through, bro, all the counts came out of every fucking direction, bro, and got to smashing the lowriders, kicking them, pulling the guys out of there. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Like that was my last memory before I had went into prison. You know,
Wow, man.
and so it was like, damn, man, like we can't ever have nothing nice
Yeah.
because we divided for, so many
Yeah.
different reasons. But
Yeah.
back then it was always the gangs, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The
Yeah.
flags.
Yeah.
And so for me, bro, it was just very empowering to see our whole community be
man.
out and be able to celebrate no matter what side of town you was from, what flag you was flying. Everybody was there for all the right reasons, man.
I've seen a lot of schools there from all over. I've seen a lot of schools from all over, man. Kids just joining on their new rides or whatever. They were
Yeah.
just joining. I was like, man, that's beautiful. All the new faces, the future was together, man.
Yeah, I
love
loved
it.
seeing you there. I seen
Yeah,
you there. I was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God, you know what I'm saying? That you had your little son with
Yeah,
you, bro.
yeah.
Man, hey, listen, he came and gave me a hug and shit, man. That shit warmed my heart, man.
Oh man, that was his first parade in Detroit, and he was in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt about it,
I was
man.
really
That's
proud. He was
dope.
like really amazed that he just woke up to a parade. You know?
Man, shout out, man. Southwest, stand
Oh,
up, man. We did it big, man. Much love. That's how we can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We move forward together. Can't wait for next year. Shout out to DHDC. They did their
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
We had 2 shuttle buses, 2 vans. We had a trailer. Shout out to Baby Bell. She did her thing. So you didn't make it yesterday to the El Club last night.
Oh no.
Bro, it was so live there, man. Shout out to Legal Aliens Podcast, Brian Ruiz and the whole team. Them boys was there. They was doing interviews. There was so many performances like outside. They had all the Mexican bands, man. Shout out to Grupo Monte.
Wow.
Y'all boys did y'all thing. I love y'all guys. Proud of you guys because I had them on my podcast before, and this is when they was younger, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
I ain't seen them in probably at least a year or longer. And like they just their music's better, their band's growing,
Yeah.
they look more mature now, and they got
They
a
own
whole
it.
thing
They own
going,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
And I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love seeing their craft develop like that.
Yeah.
And Rico Waves, everybody, man, it was just a dope show, man, all across the board. And I was proud of that, you know, because the diversity, all the local vendors, you know what I'm
man, they
saying?
went
And
all
just
out.
all the local
How many
performers.
bands did they have over there?
I seen about 3 of them. You know what I'm
man.
saying? But there was more.
Yeah.
People who performed, but just the whole mesh of Latino culture, bro, and then everybody supporting it.
Yeah.
Like it was just beautiful, man.
Yeah.
I loved it, bro.
Yes.
You know.
That's what I want. You know what I wanted to do for Cinco de Mayo was I wanted to have a freestyle show when we're sitting there afterwards. And I was like, you know what? We was at the park, and I was like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do on Sundays. We're gonna start having freestyle gatherings, barbecue, friends come over. We did it a few years ago, and then we just stopped it. But now I was like, let's just do it. We'll change parks, patent this park, rotate it. From there, I was like, let's start doing that again. And was talking about that. So be aware of something like that. If you see it coming down, come bring your families out, the kids coming in. You know what I'm saying? We have some stuff out. But just watch our posts on that one. But it's coming real soon. We have a lot of stuff coming from that one.
Yeah.
Really proud for that. It's that air. We need, like you said, we need that sun, that vibe.
Yeah, no doubt about it, bro. For real, man.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to keep a positive mind state. You know, you got to stay committed to your priorities.
Yeah.
And, you know, every decision that you make has to coincide with the goals that you have in your life, man. Because, you know, there's so much temptation out here in the world, bro, to do the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
the devil don't take no breaks either, you know? So every day you got to choose to do the right thing, bro. You got to make that commitment to yourself because, you know, all it does is take one bad decision, bro. You know what I'm saying? And your life can be changed, you know what I'm saying, forever. And, you know, the lives of others, you know? And, you know, I love seeing you in fatherhood mode, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't get to see you as much as we'd like to, but you know, it's nice to keep up with everybody on social media and shit. And I see when you're in the gym working, you got your daughter with you. When you're doing other activities and things, you got your sons with you. And, you know, I was gone for 17 years, so I didn't get to see that part of your life unfold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but being here now, I was like, damn, you know, he's a dad. He's got kids. Like, you know, so when I see you in dad mode, I'm like, man, that's dope. That makes me proud because, you know, growing up, you know, we didn't have many male figures that believed in the value of, you know, staying home and spending time and being active, you know. You know, manhood then was just about, you know, being a provider as long as you provide for your family, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just you know, the standards that they had for what manhood was supposed to be like, you know. As many women as you can conquer, you know, just the ego, the pride, you know, all that type of machismo, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's the things that define being a man, and it's like, you know, that's not it, bro. You know what I mean?
When I had my kids, I knew this is what I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to be a father. You know, I planned it. So when I had my children, I didn't know that my life was going to change as they were getting older. It just became more of them. It was always about them, but I had leeway to go get a little extra and do a little bit more hustle. I had a little more leeways. But now that they're teenagers, boom, you gotta really reverse it now. And that's where I'm at. And that's where our fathers did. Our fathers didn't stop, they kept going. Then we had to just learn on our own, you know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm at. I'm like, yo, some of this DJing that life has to come down, and we're putting things together. I got my son's boxing. I got him doing
I know.
music.
I seen the hoodie he had on, man.
He was in the parade scrapping like Cobra Kai out there.
That's
doing
dope,
demonstrations
man. I love
and everything.
it, bro. I love that, man. You know, I just that's great to see your kids being productive, proactive, doing something positive. You know, I love it, man. You know, just because, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I didn't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, I just to see it being done lets me know that the world and our community is going in a better direction.
Right. Because it takes us to stop and look and then know that what we lacked, you know, we have to fill in, and we have to learn on our own and then put it together for, you know, the next person that need it. You know, like my mistakes, like I was a workaholic. I was just like, when my kids were little, I was just working. I was a provider. I didn't know I was a single parent. You know what I'm saying? That's how numb I was. I was just going fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Joey A was like, yo, man, you calm down. You're a single parent. What are you talking about? I was like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And but that's how it gets. And then now when you get to this point, you're like, yo, it's either I can't. It's not no way either. It's like, I just can't now. Because if I go this way, I know what's going to happen because I went that way. So I'm like, yo.
Too many times. Right. You hear me? Too many motherfucking times. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm like, I'm going to stay right here, and I'm going to try to convert my nightlife marketing and tactics to daytime, or, you know what I'm saying, something different. Because it's time to build your, you know, like in my 20s, I said, I'm not bringing my 20s into my 30s. And then I changed. That's when I did the vegan life. I did that whole thing. I did that, my kids. And then when I got to my 40s with this pandemic, I dropped it. I stopped, crashed, everything. But that muscle memory came back. I'm jumping right back on it.
Yeah, no doubt.
But now my kids, I went to all these stages, I started figuring out how, like, I never left my kid's side, and I started going through my own time about like the loss of my mom, hurricane, my older brother through the pandemic. I was going a little wild, you know what I'm saying? I lost myself. And then I didn't know this process. And I called a therapist, and we started getting into it. And then I was like, it's not working. So I tried to figure out other answers. I started talking to other people. I was traveling. And I started meeting the other brothers out there. And they seen me. They're like, yo, this brother, he's gone. He's looking for something. I was talking to Peter Fontaine. That brother was like explaining to me about these hats, and that's why I was going to talk to you about the hats on the road. Like you gotta have different hats. Like if you're a mariachi, this hat can't be in the DJ scene. This hat can't be if you're doing karaoke. You can't be hat can't be the comedian. You got different hats. You got to learn how to balance these hats.
And it's all got its own baggage.
Yeah. So if you don't know how to balance these hats out, you're like, yo, this guy's weird or something. So you got to figure out how to put these together. But the only person who's really going to help you is the people behind the scene. The people, you know what I'm saying? That's what he was telling me about. He's like, all these people are going to expect, El Nino or Angel Live to be Angel Live. They don't want to know about personal stuff.
So before we started the show, I said, how do you want me to address you? Do you want me to address you as Angel Torres or as DJ Angel or as Joker or who? Because, you know what I'm saying, we've had many names amongst our lives, and the names that we had
changes,
made us, that's what we lived up to at that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I was like, well, my pattern is past, present, future, the good, the bad, the ugly. So we got to go all the way to the beginning, who Angel Torres was before you became Joker, before you became DJ Angel, before you DJ Angel Live. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before you became Dad, all that shit. You got a lot of titles, bro, a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And it comes with a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
And then now prioritizing where all this fits in your life.
Man, one thing was, through that punch, that beat down that we had in the pandemic, man, that dad life was just keeping me alive. You know what I'm saying? That was just watch the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I talk to people today, and I like a lot of clean time changed. A lot of people died. You know what I'm saying? This whole environment's changed right now. But we was just talking about how I'm sorry. I don't want to dive into something different. I was going to dive into some other stuff. I'm sorry. Wait, let me take it back. I'm sorry. It was just I was talking.
Hey, it bees like that, bro. Shit. Hey,
so loaded.
I was like,
you got
so much you want to share, so much to talk about, and all of a
yeah.
sudden you go from one to the other. Hey, man,
it's
all love, baby. It happens to the best of us. We get lost in the sauce, baby, and then once you start talking about shit, dog, your brain going, oh, man, you like, damn, I ain't talked about that shit or thought about that shit in years. That's why we call this shit real everyday people, man, because we got real people telling our real stories, boy.
Oh man,
I love it, man. I love having you here,
man. I know. But we started. Go for it.
When I first met you, it was you, Betty, Christina, walking down the street in Rudes.
They still in my life, man. I love them.
Man, listen. Them are the sisters, man, for real. They had motherfuckers back since way back, bro. They was gangsters. Motherfuckers don't know. If you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't playing no games, But, and then, we worked at the car wash together. Your parents had that car wash over there in Rudes. Me and you used to be working there, know. And then, shout out to my cousin, DJ Illusion, my cousin D. You guys, man, started, since, we was all young, bro. You know what I'm saying? You, her, Charo, you know what I mean? Like, shit. I loved it, man.
That's what's crazy. When we had the car wash, we was working for free. We was working for tips.
Yeah, I mean, hey, man, we was in it together,
hey,
bro.
No,
as long as I was with my dog, it was all worth it. You know?
No, it was fun. No, we was working, and we when we got older, that's when we ventured out. That's when we was like, you know what, I want to start doing, what teenagers do, and that's when I got into my trouble. But at the same time, that's when I got into DJing, and I changed one for the other. I started DJing strong. And that's how I met Hurricane, and he got me into a lot of doors, a lot of places, mixtapes, gave me schooled me to the game, and then that launched pretty good. And then my father needed help with the mariachis. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, hey, man, you know, he gave me a nice position. And I wasn't scared to an instrument. We played instruments before, but he gave me a nice, you know, a deal. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Hell yeah.
And it was like we started traveling a lot.
So did you like learn how to sing at an early age or later?
Well,
Like, how did,
I really didn't want to sing because
okay.
when my dad, all the mariachis, this mariachi game is a different hat. So it's a romantic suit. These guys, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be a singer. So I didn't mind as they fought for the microphone, I would just play. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing. But then after a while, they're like, yo, you got to sing, man. You know, you got to sing. So they started pushing me. And I started doing some of the backups, and I started doing the Motown with it. And then that's when I started singing more. And that's when we started getting a different audience.
What was one of your favorite songs to sing?
Oh, man. I can't. That's hard. Damn.
Because there's so many.
Yeah.
There's so many great ones, man. But I
Man.
guess one of my favorites would have to be one of Vicente's, you know, Volver, Volver, or El Rey. Really, it'd probably be El Rey. You know what I mean? Because to me, I feel like, you know, that just talks to any and every man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, con dinero y sin dinero, hago siempre lo que quiero. Dog, I've been doing gritos all motherfucking weekend, bro. I love mariachis, man.
You should get a guitar and get down on it.
I know, I tried, man. I tried. I got little ass fingers, man. That shit don't work. That shit's sensitive, dog. You know what I mean? But no, just the journey, man.
Yeah.
The journey, bro, that we've been on.
When he told me that he needed my help, I didn't think it was going to be a long time. It was a long time. I got off the DJ scene for a long time, and then I came back to it like, what did I miss? You know what I'm saying? When I got back, they're like, it's gone. I was like, what? I was like, no, it's not. Started doing it again. And then when I got back to doing it, there was a handful of people that was doing it. Who was doing it? That's when Hurricane Express, Babel was there. That's when they had the CVJ turntables. And I still had my 1200s. So I was like, I'm not going to buy that if I got this.
Technique 1200s with the diamond needles.
Yeah, so all I did was bought the Serato, and I kept my 1200s. And after a while, I started learning how you can just use one turntable. And I was like, oh, why am I going to carry both? I can just carry one. So I started doing my own thing, and I got back and started figuring things out, and I started plugging in again. And then that's when we hooked. We went a whole different route. We went Royal Oak, went to Casino. We started DJing all these other places.
That's dope.
But this is that drive. So let me tell you what happened through that drive. When we started doing this, I lost my mom. So this was I was a total blank. Because let me tell you about this story. Now this is how our twist came. When I lost my mom, we had a meeting that night. And we just like went numb. What were we gonna do? Just not think about it. Go numb. That was our last meeting. So I went numb. And that was my last process of her ever since. So I was going hard. Running, climbing, running. Baby here. Quarterbacking the kid over there. Give it back. Let's go. Running around. Doing my thing. But I was running around.
Yeah.
And then when this happened, I didn't know the second piece was the burial. Once you bury them, this is the process I'm learning now. When you bury, there's another process of burial. That's when you have to. I didn't know, or I overlooked. No one pays attention to at the funeral because you're hurting. That they have therapy and they offer therapy. And if you don't make it, I mean, it's really good. I'm doing it now.
What is it, like grieving counseling?
Yes.
Grieving counseling. Okay.
Grieving counseling, grieving groups, and it's straight. I went to 4 of them already, and when I missed that, we were just going numb. I went numb, and then we came all the way to this point. Wait, I'm sorry where we're going. There's so much I'm missing. I'm trying not to miss. Oh, and it happened today. We got up with Dave. We started doing the radio together. We was on BAM show with DJ XS and rest in peace, DJ XS Latin Image. And we was all hanging out, all of us doing house and stuff like that. And then that's when Dave was like, "Yo, let's do this. Let's come over here. Let's do our own. How do you do house? Let's do freestyle." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it." Because Dave said something. It's not a
Yeah.
bad idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. You're like, just go with him. So I was like, all right. And 4 months went on, we didn't even do it. He just comes up like, yo, I got an app. I was like, all right, let's go. So we just jumped on the app. We just started putting all the power to the app. And then we built this platform. And we started just putting everything together.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got sick and he passed. And
Man,
then,
he was a pillar in our
Man.
community, bro. And he impacted many different generations. You know
Man.
what I'm saying? And you know, he was always,
people call it hurricane music. They don't even call it freestyle. Like, yo, you like that hurricane music? I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Something crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then during that time, people were mourning his loss, and I seen it, but I wasn't mourning. I was just in workaholic mode. So I was like, okay, we're gonna start doing this and start planning.
You weren't healing, bro. You weren't healing.
I wasn't doing nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You was doing everything you need to do
just
to stay busy and to
Yeah.
keep your mind off things, and you never had time to heal, bro.
Nothing.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I hold healing circles, bro, and I would love for you to attend them, man. And the reason I hold them is because they're necessary. It's important for us to be able to have conversations of the things that have impacted our lives, man. Because that's the only way we're gonna be able to break these vicious cycles, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? A domestic violence, substance abuse, drug abuse, gang abuse, just guns. I mean, all the shit that comes with, growing up in urban communities, growing up in poverty, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people who have stereotypes, bias, and opinions about people from our communities, but you just don't know what the fuck we really been through. Right. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with, sexual abuse. We dealing with, all the ugly shit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, that impacts people's mind state forever,
Yeah.
And sometimes victims become victimizers, Yep. And
this is why our era runs, or they get trapped in this mindset where we just don't know how to, what I'm saying, take a breather. We get lost. We skip levels. We're just on defense mode or survival. You know what I'm saying?
But when you become a father, bro, your kids are following your lead. Yeah. So are you gonna put that trauma, that baggage of trauma, and pass that down to them? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think it's good for us to be able to hold these community healing circles, because it gives everybody an opportunity to cleanse their spirit, man. Yeah. And like you said, as you're having conversations, so many memories, so many things are coming up, and you can't even spit them all out at the same time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's because you cleansing yourself, you cleansing your spirit, and can't nobody tell your story better than you, bro. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got a lot to say because you've been through a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that means you got a lot of healing to do, just like I do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And that's been my mission, bro.
I'm definitely down to go to the healing circle, man.
I would love to have you there, bro. You would be a total asset, man, for real, man. Yeah. Yup.
Then after that happened, that's when I seen you, and you're like, "Yo, do that." I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." And then we had that crash. Pandemic happened, and during that pandemic, we had this ball rolling where we was having freestyle shows coming. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of money invested into that show. It didn't ever happen. It happened like probably last year, but it happened like towards when we lost artists. Artists got killed by the COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fans got killed by the COVID. Like, I still feel weird about that right now. Now today, I feel weird about that. I feel like, I feel like a victim. Like, what the hell we just come out of? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, now I feel like the people. Now I know how the people 9/11 felt. Like, we want answers. But
I felt like it was population control, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When we talk about, everybody's got their own theories and opinions and things like that. And I'm not saying I'm right, but I know that everything is governed by somebody in some form. And, they've been talking about this world being overpopulated, and they utilize different strategies for population control. I know it well, even in prison. They utilize the same tactics. You know what I mean? When the summertime hits, they flicking everybody, they knocking everybody, putting everybody on sanctions, cleaning up the yard. And it's just the same thing, bro. It's out here, like we overpopulating the planet, so they coming up with creative ways, to destroy people, communities. Look at wars and bombings. People are dying hundreds and thousands at a time, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's not by mistake. It's people pulling strings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God gave us the free will to run this earth, man. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But, you know, that's why I love that we teach about our culture, because that's where it all begins, man. You know what I mean? It's with being tapped in with the universe, bro. We are people. We're not just people of flesh. We're people of spirit, you know, and all the elements that exist in this world, man, exist in us, you know, for real, man. So we are very powerful. And just to see where we're at today in our lives, knowing where we come from, you know what I'm saying? Right. And but man, motherfucker been through the trenches, man. So I'm just happy to see that we still alive. We done made it through a pandemic. We done made it through the 90s, the 80s. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know, it's a lot of people that didn't make it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's out there.
But I'm saying, bro,
to the 90s.
We could have been, you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you live a life and just take everything for granted,
I forgot
everything.
About that one. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt about it, man.
Warzone, but no. And after all that stuff, where was I? After my brother, I lost my brother. I called that therapist again. Okay, now time went on. I'm still trying to figure out formulas how to get this chip off my back, find out what's wrong with me, because people are like, yo, what's wrong with me? I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't know. Then I went to the lady and the therapist, and we started talking, and she pulled the old notes out. And then that's when it started hitting, boom, 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 all the puzzles. Oh, man. And then, you know what? I'm a freestyle singer.
I know. You got creative and used all your pain and turned it into pleasure. That nigga made a song, baby.
Bro.
I see the video. I was like, oh, hell no. But I was like, my man's growing. He's growing. You know what I'm saying? He's growing with the business, you know?
And let me tell you what happened with that. The reason why I did this and remember to do that was because I was like, you know what? I'm almost out the game. I said, let me stamp my name on it. I'm already singing anyways. It's not my first song. It's not my first barbecue. So I'm like, let me drop one in here. And then everyone was sad for Dave. I'm saying, let me do something for our city right here. Let me do something for Verner. That's why I did it, for the mixtapes in Verner. I was like, let's do it right here. I didn't mean for it to be what it is. Joey was like, yo, you gotta. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man. I was like, all right, man, let's do it. And then I was down by then. I was like, but I still want to get up. So I was like, I wasn't going to say no. I was like, all right, I'll do it. Let's just go. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still numb, trying to figure things out. So we went to that. We did it in front of Galanis. And then did the second one, different style, behind Galanis, inside Galanis. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
And then
your mother worked at Los Galanes.
Yeah.
So before I went to prison, that was the last time I was able to see your mother. She was working at Los Galanes, man. She was a good woman. Always, you know, showed her love. Her and my mom were good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know.
So that's why I was like, yo, that's why I made them videos there. And I didn't even know it. And then I went to New York. And my last video right here I just made, it's with Coney Island. And that was our favorite spot. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I wasn't finished. And then I started seeing all this stuff with Dave, how I did the freestyle, started connecting, you know what I'm saying? And then now I'm going to church with my brother's wife and his family, and I got my family go there Sunday. And then now I'm trying to fill in that gap, trying to fill in them pieces, because when my brother passed, he was doing his own thing. So when he passed, we saw his family, and his family was huge. And I felt like, wow, scumbag. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, yo, we gotta keep that locked, black sheep and all.
Yeah.
You know
I felt your pain because I was working with your sister Lily and Kiko. Yeah. You know, they was working with me, so you know it was like, you know, everything you were going through, they were going through, I was going through, because I'm connected to you, bro. You know what I mean? So I know the pain. You know what I mean? And you know, it's real, bro. Yeah. But it's okay to heal. Yeah. It's okay. That's how you know. Their legacy is left and lived through you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you think about them, the things that you wish you could have done, you wish you would have done better. Do it now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we change.
Yeah.
There's that change.
Yeah.
When we become better men and fathers and friends. You know. Oh man. Let me get a napkin real fast, right? Let me get a paper towel.
We get the damn. Heard it's another.
Struggle's real. You know, got a lot of healing to do. We gonna get it done.
Yeah, so it was hard. Like, see, that's how numb we were. Like, we haven't got together and really process, you know, some of the things we should have. But now, I gotta take a stand in my life. I'm learning about this, so I'm attacking it. I don't know if you guys know about this. There's a mental health gym, Inception.
Inception. You know, we have it at the DHDC for the.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man, you gotta plug me.
Yes, yes. Shout out to my guy David McCullough, man, out in Farmington Hills. That's
Yes.
my guy, bro.
Mental health.
Me and my
gym.
wife went through it. We did all the half-hour sessions, the red light therapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
the
going.
Megasphere, all that, bro. Listen, you'll love it. We got it at DHDC. We utilize it with the youth, the staff, and with reentry. Anybody getting out of prison, they get to come and they get to experience that.
Oh man, you gotta plug me in, man, because I'm waiting. I'm like, yo, I can't wait, because I had a boot on my foot. I got hurt, so I was like, yo, they said you can't go until that's off, and I just got it off. This is my first weekend with it off.
Okay.
So I was walking around kind of crazy and shit. So,
Yeah.
But now I know what's wrong, so I'm attacking my problem. But now that I'm attacking my problem, and when I went to Inception, they started telling me about my kids. Well, they started telling me about children that had the same thing, anxiety, and all this. They told me that there are signals, what they do, and I started thinking about my kids. I was like, oh man. So I put it way back. You know what I'm saying? And then I got them doing their thing now. But when I started learning about the program, the Inception, they started breaking down situations. Like, it can be this, it could be that, it could be this, it could be that. And when I was in the office, I seen a whole bunch of business suit women walking in. Just like LA Fitness. I was like,
It's a
man.
mental health gym, baby.
Yeah.
Everybody focused on that.
And I was like, this is a little secret no one knows about. What the hell's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I want to start putting little messages about people who, who feel lonely out there. I'm like, if I put the video out there, and if they think it's me feeling like it, like if I post a video right now, and if they think it's me feeling that, it was once upon a time. But I want to reach my hand out to you and tell you something, or point you to the direction. You're not alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
I suggest
right now.
anybody get the opportunity, look up Inception. My man David McCullough,
Yes.
he is a good brother, man, and what he's doing is definitely contributing to the well-being of our communities. So shout out to him, and I'm so happy that you know about the mental health gym Inception, bro. And it's crazy because we're the first in the country, bro, to have
Yes.
it here at it.
Yes.
And then at the DHDC, we're providing it for our youth because of all the trauma they're dealing with, bro.
And
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
a beautiful thing, man, to break that down to them, to explain to them, because we never had it.
Yeah. No, hell no.
That's what I'm
And
saying
it
now.
works. Every opportunity I get, I'm in there. I'm snoring, bro. We do the Magnosphere to keep us grounded. We do the red light therapy, and we do the brain scan, and we do it all in one. But when you do it at the shop in Farmington Hills, you do every session for a half hour. That red light therapy helps with inflammation and blood flow. And that Magnosphere, that was one thing I didn't get to do was the floating tank. They got the floating tanks there, bro, but they didn't have enough salt or something like that was going on. But I definitely want to try that. You know what I mean?
Right. I seen that over there. I want to try that too. I look very intrigued about that. I like that red light one too. I suggest you guys to check it out, their website if you can, or check out Google. Find them. Really get into it, man. And that's protecting your peace. You know what I'm saying? It's about self, man. Self-care and love. And also I wanted to talk about how after I found this gym, I was like, I'm gonna bring my daughter into this because I know I had to stress her out. You know what I'm saying? I know she's the oldest because I didn't see myself as a single parent. So I was like, well, she's my partner in this because she's the oldest. I talked to her, so I was like, I put some work on her. I started talking to her. I was like, this is what we're gonna do. I'm doing this. I'm gonna do that. What do you want to do? And we came with a program, and she wants to do boxing. So she's boxing. Her and my son's boxing now. My little daughter is playing soccer, and baby B, she's playing t-ball.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
That's the little one I seen yesterday. Yeah.
So I'm running around. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this because
You
they
got
need
practices.
They need to live
you
their
got-
life because even though I didn't live my life, they gotta live their life. You know what I'm saying? And like, tried, or whatever it was, we learn along the way, so we can teach these guys for us, and for them not to do it to their children. So this is how you mourn. Because I was asking questions. This is how you do this. They say it's okay to mourn in front of your children. So when you go, they're ready. My father told me, when I died, man, God's got me. Be happy. My mother never told me that. So when she passed away, we were scared because she didn't expect it. She was just pushing us away like, Angel, go home. I used to talk to Christina. That's when she was lost her grandpa. And I was like, yo, what happened? She's like, be there every day. She's like, you'll be happy. I was scared to go there. But when she told me this, I went. And I felt great. But then that's when the day that she passed, I went to work that night. I was working at One Night Jacks. They're like, what are you doing here? I was like, come to work. And they're like, we used to be home. I was like, why? I was already numb. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I want to go to work. I was just working forward. So after this, me and her, I want her to be lined up. I want all these kids to have their life. I was like, look, we're gonna be doing your thing, but I want you guys to work. I'm trying to make my kids be stronger, and I want them to know how our kids are, like my sister's kids. I said, how we are. You got to be like that, but stronger. I want your kids to be like brothers and sisters, even though they're cousins. We see each other here and there, but when these tragedies happen, you start dividing. So be stronger.
Because a lot of the pillars are passed.
And there's no structure in that. We forget, or we get tangled, or no one talks about it. These are all the things we're supposed to have. Every family should have these meetings with.
And that's how morality gets lost. Our values get lost
for a long time until you.
Our traditional practices and stuff like that get lost, because when we lose life, we lose value sometimes because everybody's not willing to step up, or everybody's not able to carry the load that a lot of our, families, grandparents, great grandparents have carried, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, when I first got home, like for me, it was all about transitioning back into society. And when people think of, about transition, I don't know if they consider the fact that it's a mental transition I have to make, an emotional transition I got to make, a physical transition I'm making, a spiritual one, what I'm saying? Adapting back to society in its entirety, you know what I mean? And just dealing with its challenges, its obstacles, and just coming, going from a residential jungle to a concrete jungle, and then coming back to a community that you are uncertain of, For me, it was cool because our community was doing better, you know what I mean? And I was proud of that, but there are still some parts of the neighborhood that are still dilapidated, but, just one day at a time, bro, you know what I mean? Everybody's, moving forward. So,
and a lot of, speaking about that, my father told me, I remember when I was moving, when my mom died, I was moving. I used to live in Midtown, and then I moved to Lincoln Park, and then I moved to Wyandotte. And my dad was like, what are you doing, stupid? All the Mexicans are over here.
Listen, I'm telling you, bro. I was just in Wyandotte, bro. Me and my wife spent the day out there, and it was popping. But I remember they used to have Mexican festivals at that little center over there in Wyandotte, man.
Yeah. But I didn't know what I was doing. I was just an automatic.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to catch yourself.
I remember the first time you took me to your dad's house. He stayed over there across the street from Donovan's bar.
Yeah.
And I remember we went in his house, and all you seen was mariachi suits and hats everywhere, different colors, different suits. I was amazed by it. I was like, damn, that's so cool, man. And then I remember we used to hang at your mom's over there on Christian C. and McKinn Street, man. We'd be in the basement, had the equipment down there.
Wasn't it fun just walking up and down?
Even
River Rouge. You can go up and down River Rouge all day. And I was telling my kids this. I was like, I remember we used to know each other by like, oh, this guy from Proctor or Lansing or you know what I'm saying? Over here on Stair. Now it's on social media, it's like code names and stuff. I was like, we made ways on trains and bikes.
No doubt about it, man.
That's how we networked back in the day.
Absolutely, man. But the networking game I think is advanced today, though. You know what I mean? I mean, you always have to have that physical presence with people, but you know, social media closes the gap, man. You can reach a whole lot of people just from right from where you at, you know.
That's why I had to push back, because like when me and Dave was doing the radio, because I took off like when we started the radio. He was telling me, like, I was asking him stuff, and he would give me answers about certain things. He's like, no, don't do that, because these people want to get in your network and just flood it with just nothing. He's like, just stick to your community, and that's what we did. So we stayed local. But when we did it, social media was like all over. Like, I know Angel, and I didn't really get a chance to. Like, they were speaking my story for me, and I was like, no, I had to push people off. You know what I'm saying? I had to reject people.
Because everybody got an opinion.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, it's not right. So I had to cut a lot of friendships off.
And everybody had a different experience with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so now, like, even now we're at the pandemic. Like, I talk to a lot of them now about, like, I needed to get away from people because I was going through something I needed to get away from. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I really feel like
social media will jump on you.
Like the pandemic, it did good and it did bad. I feel like the world needed a break. Yeah. Because people are run down, bro, and able to survive today. You have to work a job, and then after that, go to another job. You better have a hustle. You better be creative and be selling hoodies and T-shirts and elotes and anything and everything.
Streams of income. Yep.
Yeah, so you don't have time to raise your kids. You don't have time to heal. You don't have time to think. You don't have time to rest. You know what I'm saying? So everybody like been living like that for a long time already, and I feel like that pandemic gave society an opportunity to kind of sit back and chill. But you know, they said a lot of domestic violence cases were rising up because now we've been married all these years, but we've been so busy, got different work schedules, and now when we're sitting still together and we get to know each other and we realize we don't even like each other no more. You know what I mean? 5-10 years don't went by. We've been grinding, and now I got to sit here and look at you. You know, there's a lot of families that went through that shit, bro.
I seen this one Christmas meme like video, and it was like, oh, we're doing great. And it was the mom and dad with a black eye. Yeah, we're good. We miss each other. I was like, oh man, but that shit did go up. It did go up. Everyone lost clean dates. Everyone relapsed. A lot of people, and I was in Narcotics Anonymous. I am. When my daughter was born, I joined. I said, I'm not going to do my 20s like I did my 30s, because when you're young and you're partying in the teenage years, no one tells you how to drink. You're just grabbing drinking. Whoa, whoa. No one tells you how to modify that shit. You're hiding it from your family. You're partying. So whatever you're doing, you're doing on your own, low key. So,
and we were taught that's part of being a man. You could drink the most,
right?
Drink straight shots, or you know how much you can drink,
right?
And, you know.
So when you're doing all that stuff, you develop that pattern of your life, that character. It's not a bad thing. It's just you're just not understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like the ignorant stage of your life or something like that. It's like you're just not thinking about it. You're just young, wild, and free. And once you start getting a grasp of life, then you start getting your life back. That's what happened. I went in automatic mode. I forgot I was in Narcotics Anonymous. I just let go and just became a bird and just started just doing my own program. And then when that pandemic came, boom, I relapsed. Boom. I forgot my steps. I forgot everything. You know what I'm saying?
No, the whole world was in a panic, bro. I mean, like, people were not accustomed to segregation. I mean, you know, I feel like more people should have learned how to be grateful during that period, if anything, and ever in life, because you never know what you got till you ain't got it no more. And that's a lesson that I learned in prison. And they teach you that everything in life is a privilege. So when everybody lost their motherfucking privileges, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it should have taught people how to be grateful, because shit can get shut down real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, so for me, I just got out of prison, so I'm like, okay, you telling me I got to stay home where I get to chill like it wasn't nothing to me. You know, I'm like, shit, that's sweet for me. I'm okay with it. But the rest of the world, people who were not accustomed to that, bro, were freaking out. And then when people were passing away, and
a lot of people a lot of these medias weren't hitting online until afterwards. They were getting structured. So remember, they were going on building as time was going on. So people were just.
This affected the whole world. The whole world. This was not just the States. It was every country you can think of, bro. You know, death did not discriminate. You know what I'm saying?
So when we got to that point, I mean, like, not us. I'm sorry. When I forget what I was talking about. We went into a whole different thing. I forgot.
Was you talking about the shot? No.
This is deep, man.
Smoke another one, dog. Smoke another one.
This is deep. This is deep.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
for
as soon as
real.
you open the can of worms, it start popping off. You're trying
No, a
to
lot of
maintain
people
it.
were impacted by that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You know, and shit, you know.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. I was talking about was the meetings. I started chasing meetings again, and I started talking about it, and then they
Mm-hmm.
were talking about it. And even when I was talking about these grieving meetings, they were talking about how death lingers, and it takes a long time for one death to bury that person, because when that person's gone, you still got to get bills out their name, the property situated, and blah blah blah. I forgot about that.
That divides families.
Yeah.
Who gets what was mine, what I'm entitled to, what's in the paper, what's in the will. If there was anything, is there money? Is there, you know, what's it going to cost? Who's going to put in? Who's not going to put in? Like, that divides families, you
Right.
know?
And
And it's terrible.
That rest in peace, it takes a while for it to really settle in. You know what I'm saying? So when I was going to these meetings, I'm trying to get back to reality, find out the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then we was talking about the world going in. That's how I feel now. I'm looking at like, yo, we lost all these people. We're still traumatized of this. What's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? What's going on forward with this? But by then, I'm like, the kids gotta move forward. They gotta have something to do. They gotta have a backup plan. So now I'm thinking like, yo, before I need double life insurance. So I need all these kids need life insurance now. Before it was just like, yo, we're gonna do it as we go. Now I'm like, yo, as a man that's making money under the table, we gotta get this going now. Now everything's changing up. The level of where I was in my 40s, my 50s is changing. Now I want to be a business owner. I want to go to cooking classes and do this and do that and structure on a different level than just DJing that life. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta kind of structure how my kids want their peace to be peace. That's my focus.
Yeah.
Are they okay? And, you know how.
Plus, you want them to be able to live up to their own purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they each have, you know, a lot of, adults, you know, that raised us is, you know, it was all about do as I say, not as I do. You know what I'm saying? So as your kids, man, you just learn how to really take orders. That's what you're doing, is taking orders. And, you know, so you're already influenced. Somebody's already given you a path. You already got, you know what I'm saying, that's already lined up for you. And like when I was in prison, I knew people who were doctors, real estate, bankers, and they were like, honestly, I hate what I do. That's just what my parents wanted me to do, but I wanted to do something else, you know what I mean? So it's like, you want to give your kids the opportunity to grow into themselves and their own interests and be able to identify their own interests and their talents.
But I want to really hear them, because sometimes I feel like now I'm listening. Before I was just an automatic. So I want to hear them now. So now I'm really sensitive to them. I'm listening, because I know I made memories with them, because I took them all over with me. Like my contracts, wherever I go, they go. You know what I'm saying? So if I go to Chicago, they're in the same room with me. We go to New York, they're with me. So that's in our contract. But now I want to listen to them. I want them to understand that. I want to hear them, and I want them to be heard. I want them to speak. Sometimes when you're a parent, they won't do that for you. You got a friend, or I'm trying to break these levels down, and then.
But see, I think technology takes that a lot away from is people, just people in general. Is nobody knows how to communicate with each other. Nobody knows how to talk. Everybody's like, you know, passive aggressive, sarcastic. Just, you know what I mean? Like people have lost their ability to socialize and have communication skills, you know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's terrible. I see things go 0 to 100 because people don't know how to express themselves or articulate themselves, or, you know, just be respectful, or mannerisms, you know what I'm saying? I was always taught, please, thank you, and excuse me will take you a long way in life, you know what I mean? But it's like just decency, man, just being civilized anymore, bro.
I seen these little videos where babies like 8 and 12 months had a little tablet, and you take the tablet, they going crazy.
Yeah, they're being programmed. I remember when we was younger, they said that they was going to put chips in everybody so they can keep track of everybody, and they did it. That's a tracker right there. People can't even live without that damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. And they know your whole life, everything you do, your interests, your likes, your whole life is on that thing right there.
Damn.
You can't even leave home without that thing. They
Track.
didn't have to inject nothing in you. They just programmed your mind to need that.
Damn.
You know what I mean? That's how the government work, baby. That's population control, bro. We are living like the fucking Jetsons right now, man. You know what I mean? Everybody's programmed.
Oh, bro.
Shit.
That was reality from my ass right there.
Yeah, it's the truth, man. So it's like you just got to have an understanding, man, of where the way the world is working and where it's going and what direction it's headed, bro. For real, because if you don't stay caught up, man, you going to get rolled over in this motherfucker, man,
Right.
you know?
And that's where I'm like, yo, that's why I'm like, I'm getting up. And I was like, yo, remember, you was like, yo, you're right. Because you reached out to me even when my mom died. You reached out to me when we got home. How's everything going? We talked. And then you're like, you want to do the show? I was like, wait, I'm going through some things. Let me figure something out. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm processing. And you're like, you're right? I'm like, yeah, let me process. I think I'm doing good now. I'm ready to do the show.
Yeah, yeah. And I was so happy, bro.
Yeah.
We've seen each other at St. Patrick's Day at
Yeah.
Casey's, and, you know, and you were like, yeah, I'm ready, bro. I was so excited, man. I was like, hell yeah, let's make it happen, bro. You know, and you know, it's dope. I love it. I love being able to catch up with you. I love giving you, you know, the opportunity to be able to share your story
Yeah,
and
thank you.
know how you know the demons, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly, and where you're at today and where you want to be tomorrow, bro. You know,
And this is why I still go to therapy right now, because every memory has pockets that you will always remember somewhere. Mm-hmm. And they're going to hurt you. You're going to keep them, or you're not going to remember them. You're going to store them and not let it go. When I went to this class and I had this picture, I had this big they had to give me a big picture. It was me and my mom. And I was in a mariachi suit, and I was kissing her for her birthday. She looked nice.
oh wow,
And they wanted to give me that picture on my birthday. And I was like, man, and as soon as I saw it, broke out crying. And I gave it to my daughter. She put it away for a while. And I used to have this little one. It's like something like this big. And it would be in my living room. That's how I could just process her, just by a little bit. And then when I went to the process, the classes, the grieving classes, they told me something about honoring. And they told me something about how you can talk to the picture and say good morning. And I never thought about that. And I was like, you know that, yeah, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be one of them guys like, yo, I need cats now. You know what I'm saying?
So you seen the cartoon Coco?
No,
You have not seen the cartoon Coco?
maybe I'm missing something.
So
There's a lesson
it
in
tells the story of us honoring our lost loved ones. You know what I'm saying? And it's through pictures and how we honor them and greet them. And, you know, they're still here with us, bro. They're just in a, you know, in a spiritual world.
I
They're
couldn't
with
get
us.
past
They
the
hear
pictures,
you.
man.
They're with you. They live through you. You are them. They are you.
Yeah.
You know, the legacy they lived behind, the things they taught you, the impact they made, you're living that today.
That's true. We are. I agree. I feel that. I feel that. Even when you said that, I felt that. And then this is why Inception came in, because through picture, I couldn't look at the pictures. I couldn't. And then the music. Oh man, forget about it. So I was like, yo, I can't.
Mariachi music right away. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Que me corta las venas. Ya estoy listo irme. Fuck it. Goodbye, Crew World.
And I was just like, yo, I can't be a DJ if this is all happening to me. I'm like this.
Yeah.
So I started learning about Inception, and then this was I started learning about vibrations and the body, how it works, how we're spiritual and we're light, and this is how we heal. And then Tonasia, he's the guy from Freestyle. He sings Wondering,
yeah.
and I was talking to him, and when I was talking to him, see, like he was telling me about my problem, but he wasn't telling me I had a problem. He was telling me about my problem. Now I see what he was telling me to do, because he's doing it. Because he's just lost somebody in his life, and he's telling me how to do it because he sees me doing it but trying to ignore it,
Yeah.
fighting it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's painful, bro.
Yeah.
So you numb yourself with alcohol, with activities, with
Yeah.
drugs, with, you know, just, you know, anything to escape
Yeah.
the reality and the pain that you
Yeah.
don't want to endure.
And then through all this time when we was moving up, I was still, man, it was just crazy. We moved forward in the positive way, and we were safe. Because now people are like, yo, you're doing something. You're doing this now. But I'm thinking like, yo, I'm still back here because I'm still processing these people. But they're like, yo, we see your video, we're doing this, you're doing that. And I'm like, thanks, man. Thanks. But I still feel like
It's because they see who you are in the flesh and don't
Yeah.
know who you are in the spirit, bro.
And then that's when my man was telling me about the hats, and I didn't see the hats. How he was like, "Yo," those were like the best gifts I got through New York. Like when I went to New York, my homegirl was there. Man, hey, I used to like just jump up from Detroit, shoot to New York. I'm like, "Yo, I'm on my way over there." And she'd be like, "Yeah, you can come over here." And they would like, they would guide me. They would keep me over here. And then if I come with my kids, they'll bring your kids. My homegirls, Joey Action. Dumb girls, they would just be like real family to me. And I just met these guys going to New York, you know, scouting out artists to bring to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And then I became this family with these freestyle artists. And I didn't see that relationship I built with these guys. Cy Bless, we just became, these guys became my friend and family. And that, like, I didn't know what I was going through. And they were just like kind of.
But see,
loving
that's
me,
what
caring
networking
for them.
does for you, bro.
I'm saying?
Clearly, you weren't able to find the support that you needed in your own community or in your own household. So sometimes you got to travel and meet people who are going through the same things that you're going through.
Yeah.
People are suffering everywhere, you know. So when you can find somebody that you can learn from and go through that process with, it just makes the journey a little bit easier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's good that you're open to, you know, advice and you know, guidance and things like that, because a lot of people, you know, are not inviting. They won't let people in, so it's hard for them to grow because they're not willing to consider anybody else's perspective, you know.
Yeah. You know what? Even there was a lot of people, you know, we had a network of people that drummed through, like, that showed love. There was always a handful, like, of people that it was really hard to reach back sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me something, brother. What was the transition like going from Technique 1200s to this digital stuff, like to the little, you know, what was that transition like in the DJ world? Because I missed that. When I left, everybody was still doing turntables.
You know what? It's lighter. Because
Okay, I see everything's more compact. You ain't got to carry all the milk crates and all that.
someone told me one thing, you know what? They don't really care about the craft no more. They just want to hear the music. And then once I got past that, I realized, you know, I'm not going to break my back for this. You know what I'm saying? I can just make my money off of it. Because I've been doing it off of it anyways. Because I would be the only person, I think, with 1200s downtown. And people would be walking by and then they would stop and they'll look at me like, he's still doing those?
I love that.
Yeah,
I
we're
love
from
that.
the neighborhood, but other
Yeah.
people would walk by and be like. But then when I got the case, I realized it was just lighter, it was convenient, and it did everything. And it saved time. It was almost like a video game.
Did you have to like train your mind to comprehend how it worked, or was it easy? Like, you know, because it just seemed like that's a whole new transition, you know, from going from manual turntables, because you got to be active on that. You know what I mean?
It was like a video game actually.
Was
It's more like a video game today than it is like when on the turntables, because it's like if you were playing DJ Hero, sort of say. But the turntables now, like, the prices went up on it. The volume's so much. The needles are hard to get. People, there's so much on that. If you got them, you know, that's a blessing, because they're like $2,000 a table now.
For what? For the Technique
For
1200?
yeah, for one turntable.
Get out of here, damn.
$2,000,
Okay.
maybe $3,000 now. For
Wow.
one. Remember, these used to be $300.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, yup. And them $100 needles.
Yeah, but now I'm like now I'm really it's more of a hobby now. But I got so much life into it. It's hard to put down.
I know a lot of brothers, bro, and everybody has dedicated so much of their life to this, you know, life, you know what I'm saying, of music, and it's a culture, you know what I mean? And you know, to have 20, 30 years invested, I just think, like, ultimately you got to think, what is the goal? You know what
What's
I'm saying?
next?
Is this part of my life? Is this, you know, where does this place? Where is its place in my life to say that it's a hobby? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? After you've already invested.
After I've done so much for it now. Now I'm like, look, it's got to be a hobby. Now I got to go to the next. I got to focus on the next level of my life, and that's where I'm at now. But I'm at a standstill because I want to heal right. But I love the music, so I'm constantly every day still doing the freestyle things.
Yeah, no,
I'm still
definitely.
throwing the shows.
I remember when I first came home, you had Mally's on lock, bro. You know what I'm saying? You was
nice,
throwing some nice events there. Every time I was there, it was packed. You know, and you know, it was really dope.
It was really nice. Plus, you know, it was historic because it was Nifty 50s.
Nifty 50s.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I was just talking about my wife about that yesterday because after Nifty 50s, it turned into Visage. I think it was called.
Oh yeah.
It was called Visage afterwards. Yeah.
And that was for a little while, and then that's Melly's body.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. A lot of memories.
I can't put it down soon, but I want my kids learning the business side of it because, you know, when we was talking about social media, you know how they do all the Elder Grows. There's a lot of marketing I want them to know about because they see the styles and then they're picking it up. I'm like, now you got to learn what they're doing with it, how you can, you know, you can do your money off of it. You know what I'm saying? So I want to show them this entertainment thing. I really want to pass it down. That's what I really want to do.
Where do you think the future of freestyle looks like? Like, what do you think it looks like? You know, is it going to be able to hang on and have a place?
I think so. I think it's there already. I think what happened was with the freestyle, a lot of people hold on to memories. It's like a lot of rest in peace memories, and a lot of people are traumatized from a lot of memories of music, and that's where I'm at too. And I remember a lot of people told me, "Hey, you make my mornings good." It was hard for me to listen to freestyle. Now you made it easier for me to listen. Now I listen to it again. Yeah. And I got a lot of that. Now I'm one of them guys telling myself, "Come on, you gotta go through the show." Oh man, it hurts. But okay, well, I'm gonna do this because now I get it. I remember we used to do these shows. And I'm like, I don't want to go because I already know the pain coming. We would go and do the funerals, and we would see the family, and we'd be playing, and I feel them already. And so, but now freestyle's like that. Freestyle is a tender. It's like a mariachi to that community. A lot of people hear it, but it's on a rise
because it's part of our culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Latino people they have been, you know, part of freestyle.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I learned that a lot of the Arabic community as well, like they're on the freestyle scene for real. And I've heard a few times. I think it was Stevie B and them went to Dearborn a couple times. But even when I lived in Chicago, like all the Arabs that I knew, like they were like, "Nigga, we fuck with freestyle heavy." Yeah. And I was like, "Damn, I didn't even know that." You know, it was it had reached that community yet.
You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to my brother Vision out there, man. I hope you're watching. If not, man, that brother. He reached out to me a lot. He got a crew, you know what I'm saying, he works with. They watch out for me, you know, like look out for me. And they help out with like media, but they look out like, you know, send me prayers and blessings. And that's what I like. You good today, Angel? You know, that's the love I like to see. Because that's what made me want to do the Sunday things, because we all need healing. We need that earth. Let's rebuild this freestyle community a little bit. Let's keep it alive, or for the memories, or just get together and unwind and let's, do something for our children with it. And that's one of the things I want to do for that, because of the love that's really there. It's impacted with a lot of love. That's why I know it's going to grow. It's going to live. Look how long it made it to. It made everyone remembers. Even a lot of the old school legends are coming back, making newer music. They're remixing their music today. Yeah. So it's moving.
And because I've heard it, because you play a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think, me after 17 years coming home, I'm listening to freestyle in a whole different mode. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just accustomed to old freestyle, you know, the classic shit. Yeah. And then coming home, I was listening to it and I was like, wow, this is different. You know what I mean? Like this more, it's got a little bit more hop to it, you know what I'm saying?
You put like everyone got their own little niche into the freestyle, but it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? You hear home in it still. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna live around for a long time.
Even pop, it had like a pop sound to it to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, damn, you know, the music is evolving.
It is. It's just like, I think it's
so. Is it new artists doing this, or is it like you said, old artists making new music, or is it new artists making new music?
It's a little both. Okay. To me, it's new artists is getting in, you know, paving the way. It's like back in the day when anybody, remember those who had turntables had to be a part of a crew. They had to get in the door. That's the way you're getting in the door, bringing their music out. But the old school artists are the ones with the plugs and stuff like that. But they're still doing it. You know, I see a lot of the old school artists lifting up the new school artists. You know, I work with Artie Rodriguez. That brother lifts me up all the time. I talk to that guy. That guy reminds me of something like Hurricane. That guy's always got something good, and he's uplifting every day.
I'll tell you what, you're my first freestyle artist that I've had on my podcast.
Wow,
bro.
man.
My guy, man.
And you know what's crazy? I was going through this pandemic, like freestyle artist, and I didn't know it because I was still trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And I was, man, thank God, like this, where I'm at today. I like the pieces. Like, how would I call that therapist to find out from this to this? And I started putting it together. It's like if you know something's wrong with your car, you know you need to change the transmission. You ain't gonna go and get a flush or rotate the tires.
On.
Yeah,
the light come on.
You're like, yo, I gotta.
For a lot of people, the light come on and we ignore that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The light come on for a reason, man.
Right.
You gotta fix the problem.
Yeah. So now I'm on this path and I feel great about it, man. I want to fix the problem, so I'm gonna fix the problem. And by the process what I'm going through, I want to put love onto it. Like, look, I know we're all healing, we're all traumatized. I hope some of you guys are trying to heal too, not trying to rush it and go back into workaholic mode, because then that's just we're just gonna go right back into that shower again. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So,
brother, it has been a privilege having you on here, man. Share your platforms where they can find you, where they can find your music. I know at Detroit Forever 7421.
Yeah.
He's always got your music there available. Let them know where they can find you at, man. Shout out to Jose Rivera, man. Much love to you,
brother.
bro.
We was kicking him yesterday, man. He started DJ a little bit. I got my CDs at Citgo gas station, Vernon Clark, where Motor used to be. I got him in Patty's Barbershop on 4th Street in Lincoln Park. Jose Forever Shop, Detroit Forever Clothing, 51st and Michigan Avenue. And I got him on my line shop, djangellive.com. And you can find all the updated information there, platforms and radio links and such and such. Thank you guys, man.
No doubt about it, man. One of my guys, one of the pillars. One of the first ones, one of my day ones.
Yeah.
Much love to everybody. Like I said, man, it's it's going to start warming up. A lot of events. July 7th, don't miss it. I'm going to have the El Nino Podcast Summer Bash at the DHDC. I want it to be a blast. May 20th, we got the Expungement Fair at the DHDC. So if you have any felonies, if you had any misdemeanors, anything that you're trying to get wiped off, if it's at least 5 years old, no criminal sexual conduct cases, no cases that carry up to natural life, and no more than one DUI, and you'll be able to qualify. So come on, May 20th. It's from 10 to 3. You're probably going to want to get there about 8 or 9 because people get lined up. Everything's free. You're going to get all the free advisories. Everything's going to be free. Things that you would usually have to pay for, through an attorney or whatever, you're going to get it free. So even if you're not sure if you qualify or not, if you come there, they're going to give you all the information you need. So come on through. Much love to you guys. Hit my brother up, Google LA Landscaping. That's my brother Zoe. He's a professional. He does great work. Hit him up for any of your landscaping needs. I'll see you guys next Monday. Love you guys. Everybody be safe.
We get the damn hurt.